What's up, y'all? It's your boy Ceeworld Media, and I'm back with another movie review. This one touches very close to home. If you know me, even if you don't know me, you probably know I'm a huge Scream fan. Just a fan of the franchise itself. If you did see my reaction trailer to the new Scream movie, and that was genuine excitement right there, because I'm just a huge fan of the franchise. I started watching it back in the day when it first came out. So this is my review. I'm gonna give a quick, short, spoiler-free review. Just my thoughts on the movie, how I feel about it, pretty much, and then I'm gonna get into it. If you haven't seen these movies and you plan on watching them, go ahead, just stop this video, because I don't want to ruin it for you. I don't want to ruin the Scream 5 experience for you. Actually, the experience for the other movies as well, because I may, reference back to those every now and then. This is a great franchise, and it's like a murder mystery franchise, so you don't want to mess that up. Obviously, it's a huge franchise. Most people know about it, even the younger people. So if you haven't seen it, stop this video, go watch them, because this review will make a lot more sense if you see the movies. If you've only seen a couple of them, go watch the other ones as well, because every movie leads up to the next one, supposedly in some type of chronological order. But I don't want to mess that up for you. That being said, spoiler-free review, Scream 5. It was pretty good. I liked it. It was solid. It served its purpose. I think I'll say that. I think it followed the guideline of the Scream rules. I think how they have set it up throughout the years. I think there's a certain path and a certain pattern that they want to follow, and they're sticking true to that. I feel like they just don't want to mess that up. I think that's what's going on here. And from Scream 1 all the way now through Scream 5, it's the same concept. It's the whole whodunit thing, trying to figure out who the killer is. If you play the game Mafia in real life with your friends and stuff, it's the same concept. You just have to try to figure out who the killer is. So this franchise, not even just this movie, this entire franchise is all about that. Yes, it's a horror movie. Yes, it's about killing, trying to take people out and stuff like that, but it's also about trying to figure out who the killer is. Unlike other horror movies or other franchises, you already know who the killer is, unless it's a murder mystery type movie. But yeah, if it's some type of serial killer, some type of monster or whatever, you already know who the killer is. They establish it, and people try to stay away from that person. But in this franchise, it's all about, hey, it could be one of your friends, it could be a family member, it could be whoever, it could be somebody but at the end of the day, it's a human being. And they followed that. Obviously, Scream took the world by storm in 1996, because it was pretty much like the first meta horror movie. It acknowledged itself, it acknowledged other movies in the world, in this universe. So it's not just some horror movie where people are just dying and don't know what's going on. They're acknowledging other horror movies from the past, horror movie rules. This one was cool. I like that they brought back the triplets. I'm a big fan of them. Neve Campbell, David Arquette, Courtney Cox. A Scream film wouldn't be a Scream film without them. I'll probably put my reaction trailer in the description, or one of those cards or whatever, just to show you how excited I was when I found out that those three are coming back. Because at the end of the day, if they would have put the Scream 5 trailer up and none of those three were in the movie, I don't know if I would have watched it. I'm not gonna lie, because it wouldn't have felt like Scream. At the end of the day, I know they're trying to revamp it and move on with another generation, different actors and stuff, but it wouldn't have felt like Scream without those three. So once I saw that they were in it, I was like, oh, okay, this is official. This is a real Scream movie. It has those three actors' stamp of approval. And once you have that, it's gonna be an official Scream movie. It's obviously not number one. Everyone knows what number one is. That's Scream 1. And then, you can mix and match whatever you want to do with the other movies. But it was pretty cool. I felt okay coming out of the movie after seeing it. I felt a lot different after watching this movie than how I felt in the past before. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe that was because I was younger and it just hit different watching those movies at a younger age. But now obviously you're gonna analyze things differently, you're gonna look at things differently, and it's just gonna feel different as you're watching the movie. So, but yeah, so that's a spoiler free right there. It was an okay movie. It wasn't the best Scream movie out of the franchise by far, but if you're going into this movie looking for a nice murder mystery movie, looking for something to watch with your friends, and you're like, hey, let's all try to figure it out before the end, let's see who's right, let's bet, what I'm saying, like, everybody wants bragging rights if they got it right. Hey, it's gonna serve that purpose. Because I'm pretty sure you're not going to know who it is until the very end. Unless you're going to keep watching this video, obviously, because I'm about to spoil it for you. But if you don't care, go ahead and keep watching. And if you already saw the movie, go ahead and keep watching for sure. It serves that purpose. And I think that's pretty much it. Now going into the spoiler review. Just like they've done in the past, they have to, for some reason, well, I guess that's just a trope of this movie, they have to make the killers have some type of relation to the cast. And I don't mean in regards to, like, you know, blood relations, you know, family ties, just whether they're a friend, someone close to them, whatever, they know who the killer is. It's never just somebody like, well, I don't know who that person is. Sort of in Scream 3 and sort of in Scream 2 with the mom, but there's some type of link. You see what I'm saying? So going into this movie, you already knew there was going to be somebody who's in the crew, who's in the circle. Obviously on the poster, with the marketing, you know, they put the whole thing, hey, the killer's on this poster. We know that. We get that. They're gonna beat us over the head with that. Okay, I think my biggest problem, I think with the franchise as a whole, but also with mainly with this movie right here, I think they went overboard with this movie. The franchise has established that the killer is going to be a human. It's going to be someone that is just like you. It's going to be someone you can kill. It's going to be someone who is literally like you and me, just with the mask on. That's the only difference at the end of the day. They established that from Scream 1, 1996, and then Scream 2, 97, Scream 3, 2000, Scream 4, 2011, and then Scream 5 now. So with that being said, like, once you place those rules on this franchise, Scream, Dimension Films, or whoever's making these movies now, I feel like you have to stay true to that. You have to respect that and respect the rules that you put in place. So if you want me to believe, okay, hey, Billy Loomis, Stu Macher, you know what I'm saying, in the first movie, these are the killers. All right, cool. They're people just like us. We figured out that we can kill them. They take bullets just like everybody else. They take stab wounds just like everybody else. It's the same concept. But for some reason, now that it's at Scream 5, maybe they messed with that in Scream 4 a little bit. I don't know. I feel like they're moving away from that a little bit, and they're trying to, they're switching it up. I think Scream is more so at the point where they're like, hey, we're gonna make whoever the hell we want the killer, and you're just gonna have to accept that. But also, we're gonna make it so when you don't know who the killer is, they can do whatever the hell they want to do. They can look however they want to look. Their stature is going to be however they want it to be. Their stamina, their speed, their strength, whatever the hell we want it to be, until the last 10 minutes of the movie when we reveal who it is. And what I mean by that is, and here's the reveal. I'm going to start like this up front so you guys know what I'm talking about as I go through the review. The killers are Richie and Amber, right? The new final girl in this, I guess, in the franchise, the movie, her name is Sam. Her boyfriend is Richie. He's one of the killers. And the other killer is one of the best friends named Amber. So obviously, they're two people just like us, right? In other horror movies, Jason, he's a supernatural killer. He's a supernatural being, I guess, or whatever. I guess he was a human at first or whatever, then he became supernatural. You can't kill him no matter what. He can't die. They've done everything that they could. They tried everything. You can't kill him. You can't kill Freddy. You can't kill Michael Myers. There's just so many people. The Texas Chainsaw Man face. Like, those rules have been established. Okay, you can try to kill them, but they're always gonna keep coming back because they're supernatural killers. Cool. Obviously, that's not real, but we get that. You've placed that in our minds. We made those rules. We've come to accept that, and we know this, and we know that's how that works. In the Scream franchise, y'all didn't tell us that. Y'all told us, hey, if C. Barnes puts on a mask and tries to go terrorizing and killing people, all you gotta do is shoot me or stab me or whatever, and I'm done. I'm not a supernatural killer, okay? In the Scream franchise now, they're changing that up. I can't remember, I don't know if that started in Scream 4, but right now, they're like, yeah, the killers are human, but we're gonna make them super strong as long as they have a mask on. We're gonna make them super tall as long as they have a mask on. We're gonna make, they can run as fast as they want, they can teleport, they can do all kinds of bullshit As long as they have a mask on. Scream, I need you to stay consistent. You see what I'm saying? Because the whole thing that made this franchise so good and why it took the world by storm and why everybody loved it was because of the fact that everybody was like, yo, we can probably relate to this. Yeah, Friday the 13th is scary and Halloween on 7 is scary, but people can relate to this because we were like, yo, what if my neighbor went off the rail? What if one of my friends started acting wild and killing people? That's real life. That can actually happen. But at the end of the day, we can still stop them. They're still human. You know what I'm saying? That's what made this franchise so wild and like it just took off so quickly because the believability of it, everybody can relate to it, and because it was so meta, where it's like, oh, they were talking about stuff that we talk about anyway when we watch scary movies. So now in Scream 5, okay, so knowing that one of the killers is Amber, right? We know at the beginning of the movie, the girl who gets attacked, Tara, she's getting attacked by her best friend, right? Her name is Amber, and Amber's attacking her. Yeah, I don't want to, you know, this is so frustrating. Obviously, we know that was Amber attacking her and not the boyfriend, because we later find out that the boyfriend was out of town with his girlfriend. That whole opening scene is great. It's great. Scream always starts off with a great opening scene. They set that up from Scream 1, and then that's how it goes. You know there's gonna be a big bang to just kick the movie off. But when they do that, they play with your mind. This is what Scream does. Because we don't know who the killer is, we just assume however the killer looks and their stature and their height under the gown and under that mask, that's how they're gonna look as a person. And that's why it's so comical now, because Scream threw that whole thing out the window, okay? The girl, Tara, who's getting attacked at the beginning of the movie, is getting attacked by obviously someone who's like 6 foot, maybe 5'11" or whatever. It's obviously a man. Whoever the stunt double is, I mean, whoever the person who's playing Ghostface at the time, it's a guy. He's a certain height. You can tell in the scenes. I'll show some of the scenes as I talk, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And that's okay. I get it. If that's the size of the killer, if that's how you want the killer to look, that's cool. But it needs to be consistent with the reveal. Don't show me X, Y, Z throughout the entire film, and then when it gets to the climax of the movie, you tell me this girl was a killer, Amber, who was played by Mickey Madison. Great actress. Shout out to Mickey Madison. And this is no, I'm not dissing her. I'm not putting anything on her. All she did was act in the movie. The writers chose to make it this way. But if you're gonna reveal to me that Amber, Mickey Madison, was this killer in these certain scenes, you got to set those previous scenes up in a certain way where when we watch it again, because people are going to watch these movies more than once, it has to make sense. It has to be consistent with who you're showing me at the end. Don't show me a 6 foot killer who's probably 200 pounds, who's super strong and overpowering everybody throughout the movie, and then show me 5 foot. Mickey Madison is 5 foot. I looked it up. Now there's some discrepancies with her height. Different sites have it different, but she's some say that she's 5'1", 5'2", and others say that she's 5'3". So I guess her height varies from 5'1" to 5'3". Okay, let's just say she's 5'1". No, you know what? I'll give benefit of doubt. Let's say she's 5'3". All right. Don't have this super big killer throughout the entire film. And I know some of them were Richie, but we already know which ones were Amber. And then at the end, say, yo, this girl who's 5'1". Oh, and they said like she's like 110 pounds or something like that. They said this girl who's 5'2" or whatever you want to say, 110 pounds, is over here manhandling people. Like, Scream. I look. This is what a lot of people are saying now. This is a popular phrase. All right. I don't usually use this, but I need to use it right now. Make it make sense. That's all I ask for. I don't ask for much with this franchise, but now y'all are starting to just get out of control. Y'all are just like, yo, hey, we're just gonna throw some stuff in here, and hopefully nobody notices by the time it gets to the end of the movie. And that was her at the beginning of the movie. Like, I believe she's like the same. Maybe she's shorter than the girl that she was attacking, right? The girl who was playing Tara. I can't remember. What's her name? Jenna Ortega. All right. So Jenna Ortega's 5'1". All right. Maybe 5'1", 5'2". So they're about the same height, right? But when you watch these scenes, this girl, Amber, is towering over her. So the movie wants you to assume, because they're purposely putting it like this, that this is just some big guy attacking her. when it's not. It's a girl who's the same exact height as her. Probably weighs less. Okay? It's probably not even as strong as her. Put it this way. If you see two girls fighting who are the same exact size and the same exact weight, unless one has a substantial amount of fighting skills or she's been trained or has MMA or something, that fight's gonna go back and forth. They're gonna struggle. They're gonna be pulling hair, etc., etc. You don't know who's gonna win. Someone's gonna break it up. When it comes to this movie, whoever puts on that gown and that mask, they become a totally different person. But that's not what you told me, Scream. Now, I know Randy tried to give some different rules when it came to Scream 3 and the VHS tape came out. He was like, all right, the new killer, blah, blah, blah. They're going to be... Okay, they put like those type of rules in there saying like, you can't, you got to cut his head off to kill him. That was just him talking about horror movies, okay? And trilogies. The Scream franchise is still letting us know, hey, this is still a person. You can kill them. They're the same person, just with the mask on, okay? So... this girl gets attacked at the beginning of the movie by Amber, who was supposed to be like her best friend, but she didn't know she was crazy. By Amber, but they made her like 6-7 inches taller than her and super strong. And then during that scene, there's a part where, because I guess they wanted her to get hurt really bad, she didn't die. Mind you, this is the first person ever in a Scream movie to where they had the opening sequence. The person who got attacked didn't die. Fun fact. You guys probably already know that. But yeah, she didn't die. We thought she was dead, but she didn't die. She ended up in the hospital. And obviously, she was in the rest of the movie. But the girl, Amber, stomped on her ankle and broke it. So like her leg or her ankle or something like that got broke. So she was in a boot for the rest of the movie. Stuff like that, yeah, it's gruesome. And they want to add to the effect. And they want to add to like just the awe and the shock factor of it. Oh, he broke her ankle, whatever. We all think this is a guy, some super strong guy. Do you know how hard it is to break someone's bone? Like for real, I'm just being serious. I'm not trying to nitpick, but I wouldn't care about that part. I wouldn't care about this scene if at the end of the movie you reveal someone who's capable of doing that. Okay, you probably have to jump up and down and stomp on someone's ankle, and like a lot of bones are very strong, very extremely strong. You would have to do a lot to just break someone's ankle. In the movie, they just had her go boom, whole leg shattered, just shattered. And but it's cool when you're watching it. You're like, oh my goodness, damn, whoever's doing that, he's gangster. Like that's a strong person. Oh no, it's 5'1", 110-pound Mickey Madison. So yeah, that happened at the beginning of the movie. So they want to establish this big, fearful, this big, strong, towering barbarian, this big super killer, right? They want to put that in our brains. I have no problem with that. I have no issue with that. Just be consistent once you get to the end. Because what's happening here, and hopefully this pattern doesn't continue if they make more movies, Scream 6 or 7, whatever. It's kind of like they're disrespecting us in a way. It's like they're like, hey, we just gonna do whatever the hell we want to do, and y'all just have to eat it up. Y'all just have to believe it. Like, no, like, don't do that, please. I'm begging you, as a fan of the franchise, a huge Scream fan, don't do that. And you know, I'm a huge fan of the Dead Meat channel with James A. Janice. Shout out to you, James. He's a big Scream fan too. He talks about Scream a lot. Him and his wife, they just got married and stuff. Shout out to them. Congratulations, guys. They're huge Scream fans. I just saw a video where they got to sleep in the house from the original movie for the ending scene. And they're talking about discrepancies too. He's talking about the voice changer, how that makes no sense in pretty much all of the movies, especially in Scream 3. They just talk about different things, like when they look back, they're like, yeah, none of this stuff makes sense. And I'm like, yo, I feel the same exact way. If you're gonna scare us, if you're gonna establish certain rules, if you're gonna do certain things with the franchise, don't explain it like this, but then carry it out like this. Okay? Don't explain to me that Billy Loomis and these guys are doing all this stuff, fine, but then when you start moving forward and bringing in new killers and stuff, having the new killers be able to do the same exact thing that Billy Loomis and Stu Macher did. They're not the same people. They're not the same size. They don't have the same strength. Stuff like that can't happen. They try to say in Scream 2, the mom, she's not petite, but she's not strong either, picked up a girl. She came out, she opened the van because she was in the costume. Picked up Randy. I'm gonna see if I can find that scene, put it up real quick. Picked up Randy, pulled him in the van, just lifted him up, pulled him in, and closed it. I work out, okay? I'm 5'10", like 200. Well, I've lost some weight, so I'm like 198, 197. It would be incredible hard. Look, and I'm pretty strong too. I can bench a lot. I can deadlift. It would be pretty hard for me to easily pull a grown man like from a standing position in a van into a van without nobody noticing, nobody hearing anything, me not struggling, and then closing the door. But they said she did that. This woman who doesn't lift weights at all. You see what I'm saying? I don't want you guys to get me wrong. I don't care that they have women killers in these movies. Jill was a great psycho girl for Scream 4. I may have the same issue with her in that movie too, based on the certain kills or whatever, if any overpowering what was involved. But in regards to who she was, great. I don't mind female killers. But if you're gonna have female killers in there, obviously they started this in Scream 2. Have it make sense according to what kills they did and what happened in the movie. That's all I'm saying. I don't even think that's too much to ask. It's not. But the writers and director, whoever's writing these scripts, I feel like they're disrespecting us now. They're like, hey, now it's just all about the reveal. Now it's just all about who we want the killer to be. Hey, let's just make the killer anybody. Let's put a little puppy under the mask at the reveal and say the dog was killing everybody. He had a knife in his mouth the whole time, just stabbing everybody and eating treats and stuff. No, don't treat us like that, okay? This is serious stuff. We became fans of this. We became fans of this franchise for a reason. Don't disrespect us and to start doing dumb stuff like this, okay? I don't mind Amber, Mickey Madison, being the killer in her whole beautiful 5'1" frame, okay? But make her kills make sense. None of them made sense in the movie. Now Richie, on the other hand, Richie played by Jack Quaid, right? He's 5'11". Okay, that makes a little more sense. He doesn't look like a man that works out, so he shouldn't be overpowering anybody. But if he's a man, he has natural strength that a 5'11" man would have. That kind of makes more sense. All right, I can more so believe that than a girl who was 5'1", 110 pounds, just walking around overpowering everybody. Doesn't work like that. So yeah, with that whole first scene, I'll leave that alone now. But all I'm saying is, if that's supposed to be real, she's not just gonna win that fight outright, you know? And then they made her, obviously they're the same height. In the scene when she's grabbed from behind or whatever, she's taller, she's way taller than Tara. So it's like, they wanted to purposely confuse us and make us think that it's not Amber, but it was. Like, are you just assuming that people are never gonna watch a movie more than once? Like, we rewatch these movies all the time. So we've seen Scream more than once, Scream 2 more than once, Scream 3 more than once, Scream 4 more than once. People are gonna watch this again. So when they watch Scream 5 again, they're gonna be like, that was Amber? What? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that fight would have went a completely different way. I know the scared factor's there with Tara. Oh, I don't know who that is. They're in a mask. But at the end of the day, if someone's trying to kill you, it's fight or flight. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you can't get away, you're gonna fight. And also, another thing I don't like about these movies, they make everybody run so much, and there's no fighting involved, and you don't want to protect yourself. At least make that part a little real too. Because if I'm getting attacked, if someone's trying to kill me, someone has a knife, I don't want to just lay there and die. If I can't get away, I'm gonna fight. That's what anybody would do. They're going to fight. So the fact that they just make these people just helpless victims, like they can't do anything, that's stupid. Obviously everybody fights at the end of these movies. All of a sudden when the mask is off, now everybody wants to fight. That's another thing. I'll get to that later. About the whole mask off thing. That opening scene should not have went like that. If you want to make the killer Amber, it should not have went like that. If you want to, now if the killer was Richie, that would have made more sense. But obviously it wasn't Richie because Richie was out of town with Sam. So you want us to believe that was Amber, and then the whole thing was make-believe with the whole phone being cloned. Whatever. I don't want to get into that. But oh, and one more thing. I've owned 2 Scream masks just in my lifetime. I don't know where they are now. I don't know if maybe one is put away, but I've owned 2 different types of Scream masks. And let me tell you, by far, of any mask I've ever put on in my life. That is the hardest mask to see through. When I tell you, you're legally blind. Like, you can't see. The eyes, you know, are like the little black mesh covering. You can barely see through that. So you have to walk really slow. Obviously, the whole mask is for show, you know what I'm saying, it's for Halloween or whatever. You know, looks cool. Hey, I have this ghost face mask on or whatever with your friends or whatever. So you don't have to do much walking around, running or nothing like that. It's hard to see through that. You have no peripheral vision at all. You can just see straight and you can barely see. With that being said, nobody should be losing any battles against somebody who's attacking you with that damn mask on, because they can't see you. Like I said, I'm not gonna get too nitpicky. I should be anal about that, but I won't. But I'm just throwing that out there, letting you know, if anybody has a damn ghost face mask on, you should be able to knock their ass out easy. I don't care what knife they have. Even if they have a gun, they shouldn't be able to track you. All you gotta do is move left to right. You know what I'm saying? Act like they're an alligator or a crocodile chasing you. All you gotta do is zigzag. They're not gonna be able to do nothing. They're gonna be like, you know what? Let me take this damn thing, because they can't do anything with it on. Then it goes to the scene. I think, you know, the next day after the attack, they're talking about, hey, Tara's in the hospital. She was attacked, blah, blah, blah. And then some of the kids, I can't remember who it was, but somebody, okay, sorry. At this point, they're establishing who the characters are, who the friends are, the you know, the little circle. That's cool, all right? Just like a Scream 1, they did that. But now they're talking about, hey, she's in the hospital, blah, blah, blah. I heard she fought back. She fought the killer. Okay, cool. Then someone points the blame at the jock, Mason Good, Omar, no, not Omar, Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son. So one of them says like a snarky, I don't know if it was Amber or the other girl with the hair color, but someone says like a snarky remark. They're like, hey, I see you got some bruises on your arm. Are you the killer? Because she fought back. I don't see no bruises on you. So they kind of try to do a little red herring thing and point it towards him. Well, by that same logic, if you gonna look at him being a killer, talking about he got bruises on his arm, Amber's sitting right there with no bruises. But she just attacked the girl last night. They said she fought back, right? But she has nothing. Now, apparently, I think later on, I think in some scenes we see like she had like a bruise on her neck or something like that, or her shoulder. I can't remember. But in that scene, she has no bruises at all, right? Obviously, hindsight, we know she's the killer. But if you're using that logic and trying to point the blame on him, use the same logic on everybody there. Because the killer could be anybody, right? Because in this universe, it's always conveniently enough that the killer is somebody right there in your circle. It's never just a random person who want to kill people. So I thought that was kind of messed up too, because they're like, yo, the movie wants to conveniently point you away from, or they want to set up shots and set up certain things to make it so it works for them. They don't really want to make it real. They want to make it so it works for them. And I don't like that. I feel like they should make it where it's the same rules for everybody. If someone has scars or bruises from an attack, like, put that in the background, or let us sort of see it, or let it be like an Easter egg. So when we rewatch it, we're like, oh damn, I didn't see that the first time. Look, yo, she has a bruise right here or right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like we may not notice it the first time, but later on we may notice it. Like, they totally just exonerated her and made it seem like she couldn't be the killer at all. And I think he said he got it from football practice or something like that. But yeah, meanwhile, Amber has 0 bruises whatsoever. And then they show the guy who's supposed to be Stumacher's, Stumacher, the first killer from Scream 1, his nephew or something like that. He's supposed to be like the creepy guy in the movie. Another red herring to make us think like, hey, could he be the killer or whatever. So they kind of establish him as an antagonist or whatever. He's literally just in the movie to die. But they show him a little bit and then they move on. So they want us to think, maybe it could be him. I don't know. So they go to visit Tara, who's in the hospital. The first girl who got attacked, obviously, like I said, she didn't die. So all the friends are there. They're visiting her. The sister shows up because she's like, hey, well, they go to the scene out of town with Sam. She's with her boyfriend, Richie, who she doesn't know is the other killer at the time. Like, hey, my sister just got attacked. I'm gonna go visit her. Obviously, he's a part of that plan, but he's not revealing that. He knew she got attacked. So he's like, hey, I'm gonna come with you. She says, nah, just stay here. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna leave you, I'm gonna come with you. And then she just agrees. She just agrees immediately. Like, it just took 2 tries. And she's like, all right, go ahead, come with me, cool. So that worked out. movie purposes. They come there, they're visiting the sister, everybody's in the hospital. Obviously, they sort of give a little bit of character development showing that, hey, Sam has been gone for a long time. She used to have trouble with the law or something back in the day. She was an unruly child, I don't know, but we later find out why. But yeah, so she's like, oh my gosh, you came back. Wow, I haven't seen you in so many such and such years. I'm glad you're here. And she's like, yeah, you know, I heard you got attacked. I had to come back. You know, this is crazy. You know, she's pretty much saying, you know, I wouldn't have been back here if it wasn't for you almost getting killed. So just, you know, don't feel too good, but just know, yeah, I do love you enough to come back, you know, to visit you in the hospital. Oh, and then they want some alone time. She wants to talk to her alone, so everybody leaves the room, right? This is just another crazy part. So it's like she's talking to her about their past or whatever. She leaves. No, I kid you not. This is what I don't like about the Scream franchise, the Scream universe. I'll just say the Scream universe, all right? Conveniently enough, no one is ever around. No one's ever aware of anything. It's like all your senses are just removed. No one can hear, no one can see, no one can smell, nothing, right? Because she walks out the room. You Scream writers are disrespecting us. I just want you to know that. She walks out the room, takes a phone call from an unknown number. I'm not even gonna get into that because no one picks those up. But yeah, picks up the phone. It's the killer with the little voice changer. Blah, blah, blah. Had the little conversation. The killer said, hey, I know who the hell you are. I know your secret. I know. When are you gonna tell your sister why this is all happening? All that part is irrelevant. The part I'm mad about is as soon as the killer is like, hey, or they give some type of witty line, hey, I know who you are, or blah, blah, blah. She turns around, hangs up the phone, boom! Killer here now? Killer here now? Where the killer come from? Where the killer come from? Killer just pops the hell up. In full costume, gown, mask, knife to boot, everything. I'm here for your ass to kill you. Wait, hold up, Mr. Killer. Did you check in at the front desk, huh? Did security check you in? Did anybody see you walk upstairs, take the elevator? No. Obviously, we know now. Obviously, yeah, it's Amber. Oh, cool. It's Amber or it's Richie. It's one of them, right? When the hell did Richie or Amber have time to go put a damn costume on? Everybody's around somebody. Mind you, the scene before, all the friends and everybody just walked out together. Everybody's chilling. Okay, maybe somebody was like, hey, I'm gonna go use the bathroom. I'm gonna go get a snack, go get some. Maybe they did something, all right, to remove themselves from the crowd so they had some time to go harass Sam. No one's around to see that. You obviously had to go change. You went into the bathroom. No one saw you walk into the bathroom, walk out the damn bathroom with a whole damn ghost face mask on, outfit on, costume on, huh? She starts attacking Sam. Sam gets away. I can't remember how the hell she got away, but she got away. Conveniently enough, nobody's around to see the attack. So she just gets it. This is so wild. She gets attacked. Killer runs off. 5 seconds later, everybody, the whole damn town shows up. Everybody shows up. What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Let us know what happened. She's like, hold up. I just got attacked. Where the hell was you? Where the hell was everybody at? So now everybody starts the blame game. Where were you at? Wait, where were you at? Hey, where was your ass at? I didn't see you. Hold up. I was over here for 60 seconds. Where were you at? I was just right here for 15 seconds. Where were you at? Everybody's pointing the finger. But you know who's there? Richie's there. Amber's there. Everybody's both killers are back. When did you take your clothes off? What? No, not the clothes. When did you take your outfit off? Huh? When did you take your mask off? When did you ditch the knife? You writers are some mother. You're disrespectful. You're disrespectful because that's unbelievable. All right. Now I'm gonna just assume that was Amber. Okay, because I think Richie was somewhere watching Stab or something like that. He said he was on his phone on Netflix or whatever watching Stab. Maybe that was the scene, I don't know. But I think he had an alibi. So that was Amber, who pulled a damn Clark Kent, jumped into the phone booth for 2.7 seconds and jumped out as the killer. And then jumped back into the phone booth, took everything off. Hair is not messed up after running around after Sam or nothing like that. Nothing is out of place, comes right back out. Boom. Hey, what happened, y'all? What happened? I just went to go take a boo-boo. I'm back now. What happened now? But nobody don't suspect nobody? Don't nobody know nothing? They established different characters in the movie, like, and then they have like this little scene. Obviously, you know, they went to go visit Dewey. That's how Dewey got back in the movie. Dewey jumped out up front saying, "Yo, it's your boyfriend." Straight up, he said, "I've been through this enough. I've lived this enough time. Yo, it's the love interest." He even asked, "How long have you known him?" She said 6 months or something like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but if she did say 6 months, I think that's what she said. Like, girl, are you stupid? Of course it's him. Dewey's like, yo, it's him. It's that guy right there. Like, look no further. Him. But, you know, the boyfriend's like, are you really gonna believe this? Like, what? Why would it be? I was just out of town with you and Nick and Never. They do a lot of finger pointing throughout the movies. That's what they do. That's kind of like the lovable aspect of the Scream franchise. You know, it's comical, it's funny, it's cute. They're like, hey, red herring here, red herring there. Hey, it could be that person. Hey, it could be that person. They have a scene where it's like, okay, they give the whole exposition. Hey, this is what happens in requels. These are Randy's nephew and niece. So they're the new Scream franchise experts on horror movies because Randy passed away in part 2, which was stupid. But requels, which I think is a reboot and a sequel. So, which is what Scream 5 is. I guess it's a reboot because they don't have a 5 on it, but it's Scream 5. So they're explaining that, and then this is. They literally start talking about how the killer is probably in this room, right? There's like 6 or 7 people in there. They're like, hey, it could be one of us. Hey, it could be you. It could be you. And then they point at Sam. They're like, hey, the only logical answer is the killer is you. Whoever it may be. Do you think if y'all really know who the killer might be, y'all would just be sitting around talking to each other, having a nice tea and crumpets or something? No. I'm gonna be at the damn sheriff's office. I'm gonna be on the phone with the FBI. I'm gonna be interrogate all of these mother suckers. It ain't me, and even if you think it's me, cool. I will gladly stay in your custody so I can be protected. But nah, everybody's cool, lounging, sitting on the couch, doing whatever, eating snacks and stuff. Like, hey, killer could be one of us. Stay tuned. If I'm alive, maybe I'm lucky, or maybe I'm the killer. It's like no one gives a damn in this franchise or in this universe. They're like, hey, if I live, I live. If I die, I die. Let's just figure it out. I'ma just be happy if I'm like Sherlock and I figure out who the killer is. So unrealistic. Sam storms out because she's pissed off that they're accusing her that she could possibly be the killer. She leaves her boyfriend there. They drove to the town together, but she's pissed off now, so she leaves him there. So he literally has no ride to get around anywhere now, which is weird because the very next scene, I believe, is the part where the sheriff, the sheriff, I forgot her name, but she dies and her son dies. That whole scene is extremely unbelievable. I don't need to get into it too much, but what I did notice with that scene is, once again, in this town, in Woodsboro, not even just in Woodsboro, because I think in other movies they weren't always in Woodsboro. I could be wrong, but when it comes to these scenes, like no one ever. It's like they don't. It's like it's a town of population 12. No one exists in this city at all. It's kind of mind-boggling. And honestly, this isn't even a hindsight thing. This is as you're watching, certain things are going down. I'm like, where are the people at? Like, where you can't do that in broad daylight. Where's everybody at? But in the Scream universe, yes you can, because you writers are disrespectful. The sheriff leaves the house. You know, Wes is there. That's her son's name. Shout out to that kid who played Wes. Dylan Minette. Minier? My bad, Dylan. Dylan Minette. We're just gonna go with Minette. 13 Reasons Why. Oh, and one of my favorite movies, Don't Breathe, is in that. And also one of my least favorite movies, what was that movie? Where it was some haunted house with him and his mom. What? It wasn't even a haunted house. It was something like The Open House. Whew. Just bypass that one if you can. So yeah, they named him Wes, which is a tribute to one of the greatest horror movie directors of all time, Wes Craven. So they threw his name in there in the movie. His name is Wes. His mom is a sheriff. That whole scene, pretty much, they were there at the house. She heard some noise, so she got like a knife in her hand. It was her son. She called out, "Is anybody there?" He miraculously doesn't hear her. Like I said, everybody's senses are gone in this universe, and then he just pops up and she's like, oh my gosh, he scares her. Got a knife in her hand. She's like, There's a killer on the loose. You know, I didn't know who was who, like who was where. Also, she's a damn sheriff. What law enforcement worker do you know that doesn't have their weapon on them? This lady, I don't think she can spell the word gun. I don't know if she ever had a gun in her hand the entire movie. In Scream 4 she did. Maybe they should have just killed her off in Scream 4. I don't know. But a lot of this entire... It's so frustrating just thinking about it stuff. She's a cop. If anybody should have a gun, it's the cop. Come on, movie. On-duty cops always have their guns. Off-duty cops always have their guns. So the fact that she never has a gun, even when she finds out that her son is in danger and she's speeding back to the house, but never once picks up a gun. I don't think she even calls for backup. Hey, squad, everybody, meet me at the crib. Killer's there. Let's go get in his ass. None of that. She was going to the something's going on downtown, or do they even have it downtown in Woodsboro? Cause apparently this place has nobody there. She's going somewhere. She's like, I'll be back. He's like, cool, whatever. I'm gonna go take a shower. He goes to take a shower. Apparently the killer, you know, Amber or Richie, has everybody's phone number in the world, which is sort of believable, because Amber's in the group of friends. She's gonna have everybody's number, number one, and then maybe since it's a small town, you know, she has Wes's mom's number, sheriff number, whatever. So sheriff gets called. At this point, based on what happened, there's no way, unless y'all are just level 10 disrespectful, there's no way this killer right here in this scene is Amber. We know it's Richie. So apparently Richie, after his girlfriend left to go drive away, you know, blow off some steam, he called an Uber to the house. I don't know. He's like, I gotta go kill some people, take me right over there, because he don't have a car. Not in this town. So he got there somehow. He's there. He calls her and he's like, yo, you know, in a scary movie, in a scary movie, in the yeah, a scary movie, but in the Scream voice, yo, blah blah blah, I'm calling to turn myself in. And she's like, oh, okay, cool, what's up, what's good, turn your ass in. He's like, yeah, I'm trying. He's like, and y'all could question me about the 2 people I've killed or something like that. And she's like, you ain't killed 2. What he talking about? He's like, well, it's gonna be 2 after I kill your son. So right there, she's like, oh, he's in my house. He about to kill my son. She busts a U-turn, but doesn't even call anyone. Now, I could be wrong. But I don't think she called anybody. She didn't call for no backup. Didn't call blah, blah, blah. Cause I think the phone cut off. I think the killer hung up or whatever. She starts speeding. She puts her sirens on. So obviously she's in her service vehicle. But she doesn't have her service weapon. Make it make sense. Doesn't have her if anybody in the movie should have a gun. Sorry, let me see. This is what the Scream franchise will do to you. It's gonna make you blood vessels. If anybody should have a gun, it's her. But oh no, she's like, I'ma just run up in there and throw hands, right? I'm throwing hands because I'm gonna protect my little baby. I got all the training, the Leo training, the law enforcement training, and you know they taught me all this stuff and the holds, and I got it. I ain't got it. She has access to tasers, nightsticks, even a bust somebody over the head with a flashlight. She's like, nah, none of that. I don't need none of it. I got these hands. You know what I'm saying? I got these Hobbs and Shaw. That was a reference in the movie. It's actually when the jock said that when he was talking about fighting the kid. She gets to the house, parks the car, jumps out, runs to the front door, and in broad daylight, middle of the day, everybody can see clearly, this man jumps out from behind the bush, you know, on her patio or whatever. I don't know what the hell it was, before she runs up the steps. Boom, out of nowhere, stabs her right in the stomach. Oh, she gets stabbed. Okay, cool, yeah, that was shocking. But if you had your gun in your hand as he's stabbing you, plap, 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 as you're going down, or whichever hand, who knows? But the fact that she don't have a gun in her hand is mind-boggling. Because that's your seed you're trying to protect. You're trying to protect your son. You would take any means necessary to make sure you can protect him. Writers, y'all are disrespecting us. You're taking this from a realistic franchise which it started with Wes Craven, and now y'all turned into a pile of goo. Y'all like, hey, let's just throw stuff out there. Let's see what sticks. The thing I'm more as mad as I am about that, about her not wanting to get her gun, to just come blow this dude away. No one is around. Conveniently enough, once again. No, I'm talking about nobody exists in this world. Wherever you live, you can walk outside right now. You're gonna see somebody. Especially in broad daylight. You're gonna see something. You're gonna see cars. You're gonna see people driving. You're gonna see something. This was, mind you, this was like a suburban neighborhood. There's houses out there. There's people around. Maybe somebody's cutting the lawn. I don't know. Playing with the kids. Throwing frisbees. I don't know. But the killer had the audacity to do this in broad daylight. And you know why he had the audacity to do that? Because he's like, hey, these riders don't give a damn. ain't nobody in this city. Who gonna catch me, huh? Who gonna catch me? Nobody. No one's around to witness a thing. Not one person. That's not how the world works. Writers, that's not how it works. But in the Scream world, in the Scream universe, witnesses, extras, NPCs, whatever you want to call, they don't exist at all. So pretty much what they're trying to tell us in these movies is that if you're meant to die, you're meant to die. Ain't nothing's gonna stop that. This is Scream mixed with Final Destination. Okay, your death is inevitable. It's fate set. More so, what it's telling us is, if you're not meant to die, you don't exist. You do not exist in this world. Okay, because no one is out there as far as the eye can see. No one is out there to witness anything. But when it's convenient, after people die, then they got cops showing up. Then they got an ambulance showing up. Then they got the reporters. They got the news van. Everybody named Grandma shows up now. But when stuff is popping off, ain't nobody there. But wait, there's more. It only gets worse. Cause as bad as that was, oh damn! Wait till this hospital scene next. So she dies. The son gets out the shower. I don't need to say too much about that because I'm assuming this is Richie killing him. It's not Amber, because this kill right here was more about force and strength than anything else. So he gets caught off guard. He was about to go outside, but he didn't. He just closed the door, which is stupid. I don't know, smart and stupid at the same time. Because if your door is open, I guess he wouldn't want to see, hey, if mom is here, like what's outside or whatever. But I guess he wants to close it real quick to be like, I don't want nobody to come inside. But then if your door is open, you should be like, somebody just came inside and nobody else has a key here but me and my mom. My mom's not here, so maybe I should open the door and run my ass outside. No common sense is involved in this franchise, obviously. So yeah, he just closes the door and then the killer's behind him. Killer overpowers him. It was a cool death scene. It may be. Will it get the golden chainsaw on the kill count for Dead Meat with James A. Janice? I don't know. James, don't you dare give it to. I didn't get there yet, but don't you give it to that person. He was fighting with the killer and he kind of like forced a knife into his neck. But that entire scene was a struggle. It was like, hey, my strength against your strength. The killer's trying to force the knife into his neck and he's holding his hand trying to keep it out. If anybody does an interview, you directors, you writers, you producers, I don't care who was involved with this script, and you try to tell me that was Amber, I'ma find you. I will find, cause there's no way a 5'1" 110-pound girl is about to overpower that young man. So yeah, so we know that was Richie. Yeah, so you know, all the glitz and glamour, everybody's back at the house because the sheriff and her son died. Sam realizes that the one damn cop that was on guard duty for Tara, her little sister Tara, in the hospital, she realized, she's like, oh, you're here. You're not watching my sister. Why the hell are you here? You're not watching my sister. And then he's like, oh, somebody else is watching her. Something stupid. She's like, yo, I gotta head back to the hospital, blah, blah. Dewey jumps in the car. He's like, all right, boom, I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna leave the scene, whatever. So they leave to go back to the hospital. I'm sorry, y'all gotta go through this. Okay, now for the most unbelievable scene of the entire Scream franchise. Not just this movie, the entire Scream franchise. 5 movies. This is it. This is the bar of I don't give a damn. I don't give something else. That's pretty much what they said. But so this is the hospital attack scene, right? Once all the entire city and 5 states are at the sheriff's house out of nowhere. Now mind you, you know what? I take this back. It's a cool scene. Don't get me wrong. The scene is cool. It's suspenseful. It gets you out of your seat. You know what I'm saying? Like it does its job. And then when you try to look at it from a realistic lens, it doesn't do its job whatsoever. Tara's in there. I can't remember what made her get up, but I think she's like calling for the nurse. I don't know what she's doing, but she's like, yo, something makes her go, yo, I'm getting the hell out of here. Maybe that's when the lights went off. I can't remember if she got up first and then the lights went off, or if the lights went off and she's like, yo, I'm getting out of here. She gets up. She's very hurt. You know, her ankle's broken. She has a stab wound in her hand. When, you know, at the beginning of the movie, she got stabbed in her hand as well. So she's trying to move the wheelchair. You know, her hand is bleeding. It hurt. Everything hurt. She's just messed up. Yeah, the lights go off. When I said that in this franchise, they make everybody just disappear like it's a video game, there's nobody in the hospital. Tara is the only patient in the hospital. Not only is she the only patient, she's the only person in the hospital. No doctors, no nurses, no techs, no sitters, no janitors, nothing. There's no visitors, only Tara. By her damn self. Writers, do me a favor and make something make sense. You don't have to make everything make sense, but the fact that y'all just chose to make nothing make sense in this movie, y'all some disrespect. Ooh. I don't know if anyone watching this, I don't know if you've ever been in a hospital before, but there's people on every damn floor. You can get in the elevator and just start pushing buttons. Every floor you get off, you're gonna see people. All right. Also, maybe this is just something that everybody knows how to do, because I don't know how to do it. How the hell do you turn off the lights in the entire hospital? Huh? Is that just something that civilians know? Because I've talked to a few people who work at hospitals, actual employees. They don't even know how to turn off the lights. And another thing, if let's say a tropical storm happens to blow through, or a hurricane or whatever, turns the lights off, you know what's gonna kick right in? Good old trusty generator. Generators don't exist in this franchise. Matter of fact, I don't think generators exist in any horror movie franchise, because anytime there's a hospital scene and the lights go off, they don't ever come back on. There's always enough light so we can see what's going on. Maybe that's the generator, I don't know, but the generator is supposed to turn everything back on, or at least emergency lights. Ain't no emergency lights, ain't nothing coming on. They make it so, okay, the killer's here. They found a way to turn off the entire power to the hospital. All the lights are off. She's wheelchairing her way out because she's like, yo, let me get the heck out of here. She comes up to the guard that was supposed to be watching her. His throat is slashed, of course. And then so she finds, okay, so this is where it gets really, really dumb. Just try, like, you gotta dumb your whole brain down for this scene. It's a cool looking scene, but you gotta dumb it down. She finds a place to hide, like in in another room or something. Like she kind of like closes the door a little bit, gets this phone off the wall. It's an actual phone too, not like with a cord, and she's swinging it, or she's ready to this clock whoever, and she hears some noise. Someone opens the door, bang, hits him right on the head. It ain't the killer, it's Richie. She's like, what the hell you doing here? He's like, oh, your sister said that you could be in trouble because the guard who's supposed to be watching you, he's not at the house because they got killed or whatever, because the sheriff and West got killed. He was like, yo, the guard's not here. She said she's on her way here. What's up? I'm coming to help you. Mind you, Richie don't have no car. Richie, how you get there before Sam? Anyway, just dumb your brain down. So he's there. She's like, damn, I hit the wrong person. So as he's explaining to her, the killer pops up behind him and she's like, look out! And the killer, he turns around, the killer like slashes him or whatever. This is another one of those scenes where, and I'm gonna put it up here. I'm gonna show it so y'all can see I'm not BSing. Y'all can see these are true gripes. Because the movie's like, hey, you don't know who the killer is yet. They're like, I could do whatever the hell I want to do. Ain't nothing you can do about it. They made that killer 6'2". What the hell? Now I looked it up. I did my research. The guy who's playing Richie, Jack Quaid, he's 5'11". There's only 2 killers in the movie: Richie, Jack Quaid, and Amber. Once again, Amber's 5'2". Amber's 5'3". I'm giving her highest measurement that anybody has recorded. Like I said, she's anywhere from 5'1" to 5'3". If you've ever been around anybody who's 5'1" to 5'3", they're extremely small. Extremely small. I think the average height for a woman is 5'5". Around 5'5", 5'6". So if you see someone who's 5'1", it's very noticeable. Amber pops up behind him, and the killer is about 6'5". Now let me start. The killer is about 6'2", 6'3". He turns around. Like I said, I put it up there. He's the other killer, so she's not gonna kill him. So she kind of makes it seem like she's attacking him. So she cuts him on his hand or whatever, and then he conveniently gets knocked out. He just like hits his head or I don't know, some dumb stuff. Hits his head or something, gets knocked out. So now Tara's alone with the killer. She's like, damn, that was my help right there. You done killed him, and so I don't know what I'm gonna do. So she starts not running, but tries to run away. She's in the wheelchair, pushing her way along. They add the dramatic effect with, the killer slowly walking towards her, blah blah blah. I think Tara dropped her phone, so then the phone started ringing. It's her sister Sam calling. So the killer picks up the phone, right, which is Amber, activates the little voice thing, which if you saw James and Janice, I'm sorry, I forgot his now wife's name. I apologize. I know your name. You say it all the time, but I forgot. I watch your podcast and stuff. But they were talking about in their recent podcast that they had where they were sleeping in the Scream house from the first movie. They're talking about how dumb the voice changer is because he used it. If you're talking into the voice changer, yeah, your voice sounds a little different coming through it, but you can still hear the person's voice who's talking. So apparently Amber's talking through the voice changer, but Tara can't hear Amber's voice at all. You just hear the new voice that's coming out. So once again, Sam is talking to her on the phone. Sam is like, yo, what you doing? Don't kill her, blah, blah, blah. So then the killer gives her an ultimatum. She's like, hey, I'm gonna give you an option. Your boyfriend's over there and your sister's right here. Who you want me to kill? Just save one. Tell me who you want me to save. I'll save that. I'll kill the other person. So what if she... I mean, she didn't choose anyone because she's trying to stall him. But what if she'd have chose the boyfriend? Or she's like, all right, well, I've known him for 6 months. That's my sister. Hey, go kill him. What happens then? Does the killer say, okay, let me back away from her and go pretend like I'm killing him? Because she's not gonna kill him because he's the other killer. Like, that's her partner. So what would have happened then? You know what I'm saying? But obviously for the movie purposes, she doesn't pick anybody. She's just talking. Amber, who is super tall at this point, because that's the one under the mask, is going up to her, about to kill her or whatever. And then it turns out, Sam was on the phone stalling because they just got off the elevator door open, and they started shooting her. Amber is taller than him. She's literally taller than him when she attacked. Let that sink in. She's taller than Richie. A 5'1" person is taller than a 5'11" person. And he has on shoes. What's she doing? Is she running around on clown stilts or something? Like circus stilts? Huh? Okay, and I know a movie. Okay, congratulations, movie. You're so smart. I get it. You don't want us to know who the killer is. All right, I can accept that. That's fine. You don't want to give nothing away, but you gotta make it make sense. Some way in there, you gotta be like, yo, that's stupid. Maybe we shouldn't do that, guys, because that's dumb right there. You can't make the killer taller and stronger and faster than everyone else just because they have a mask on. But then on the flip side, you make them their actual size. They're shorter, they're weaker, and a lot easier to fight when everybody knows who it is. Because when the mask is off and everybody knows who you are, they're like, oh, yo, let me tell you how this movie goes. When people figure out who the killer is, everybody's like, oh, is you? And then no one's scared anymore. When the scare factor is gone, then the movie just resorts to, all right, everybody gets a gun, because that fear isn't there anymore. There's no gown on, there's no mask on. Oh, Amber, it was your little. Wait, it was your little ass, Amber, this whole time. Girl, if you don't bring your little, come on, man. I need this franchise to understand. Having a gown and a mask on does not all of a sudden make you taller and faster and way more and stronger than everybody else. That's not how putting on clothes works. Because all of a sudden when that's on, oh, we don't know who it is. So y'all just do whatever the hell y'all want to do, huh? She claims that she's not choosing anybody to kill when she asks him, yo, pick who you want to stay alive. Because she's like, oh, well, we were stalling for you, a-hole. And then the elevator door opens and Dewey starts busting caps. Time out. How did you know that they were right there when you got off the elevator? Because Sam says it as if, yo, she knows as soon as this elevator door opens, you're going to be right in front of it. Tara's going to be right in front of it trying to get away from you. And we're going to start throwing shots at you. They could have been anywhere on the floor. Hospital floors are huge. Down a different hall. Once you get off the elevator, you're right there in front of them. But Sam knew that for some reason. So she was like, yeah, I was stalling. So now we get out the elevator. We're shooting you. Amber runs away like the Flash, because if you're in costume, you're super fast, so you can dodge bullets. Or Dewey just can't shoot all of a sudden. But so they start shooting her. She runs away. Also, like if the power's off in the entire hospital, how do the elevators work? Dewey starts shooting at him. He misses. They get Tara. Or well, yeah, he misses. Then I think Richie just shows the hell back up. Obviously, for movie purposes, they're trying to get everybody out of there. Amber comes back. She starts attacking Dewey. Dewey's fighting her or whatever. Mind you, this is I don't need to get into that anymore. But just know that it's extremely unrealistic. Cause Dewey just would have knocked her ass out. Like plain and simple. Like I said, the movie wants us to believe that this is some big super killer, some big grown-ass man, so Dewey can't handle him. But Dewey gets away, gets the upper hand, shoots her 5 times. About 4 or 5 times in the chest. Then she's knocked out. And they all get on the elevator. They're like, yo, let's go. What's done is done here. Get away. Dewey, of course, knowing this franchise, he's like, yo, we got a double tap. Because we know, you know, saying we're gonna leave and then the killer's still alive, whatever, blah blah. So he goes back at but he don't even have a clip. He got the old school gun, you know, with the bullets in the put the 6 bullets back in there, drops all the shells to the previous shells for dramatic effect. He gets over there, and I think he got like distracted or something by a phone call. I think Gail calls him or something like that. She's able to like just, you know, wake up and stab. But real quick, let me explain how bulletproof vests work. Because apparently bulletproof vests in this franchise, they're the best thing ever. They're like tanks. People think bulletproof vests are just gonna protect you from anything. No, that's not how they work. If you keep getting shot in the vest, sooner or later a bullet's gonna come through. Okay, it can take a lot of bullets, but you better have some type of military grade, some super tough armor that she would not be able to get access to. That's neither here nor there. Yeah, to stop all those bullets from coming through. So that's how she didn't die. She got shot a bunch of times, has a bulletproof vest that is impenetrable, and she lived through that. Also, if you have a bulletproof vest on and you keep getting shot, that junk hurts. Like you're out of it. I've seen plenty of, you know, I watch police videos every now and then and stuff, and the real life badge cams and stuff like that. Yo, they get shot just twice in the vest. They down. They like, yo, get me out of here. Somebody drags them out or something, or they're still in the fight, but you could tell they're severely hurt. Yo, maybe a part of the bullet got through, maybe got stopped at the edge, but you feel that impact every time. Like, gunshots are gunshots. It's bang, 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 bang. The fact that this woman who clearly, you know, stopped growing at the age of 12 took all these bullet shots. She took all these shots to the vest, popped right back up when he walked over there like nothing and stabbed him. Writers, you guys do not care about us. Y'all. I know somebody was in. I know when you guys were at that table and you're brainstorming and you're experimenting and you got the drafts and stuff and you're writing stuff. I know somebody was like, I know somebody read it, or they were looking at it while y'all would deliberate. I know somebody was like, yo, that's okay. That don't make sense right there. And you know what? Somebody who's above their pay grade. Hey, we're here to make money. Shut your ass up. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. Yeah, they won't even. They're not gonna notice. What I don't know what I was thinking. That's how it goes. I know somebody had to have some type of common sense in there, but the movie's like, yo, this is Scream. We're bringing it back. People gonna drop dollars on us. Let's make this money. Which is also what I think is a detriment to this franchise now, because they see how much money they just made from Scream 5. They're just gonna roll it out again. They're gonna roll out another one thinking that they can just follow the same pattern. Like, don't do that. If you're gonna make another one, make it good. Like I said, make it make sense, but make it good. Like, don't throw out a movie just for money or cash grab, which is what they mentioned in this movie. That's how meta it is always. But it is a cash grab. But don't throw that out again for Scream 6 and say, all right, let's just put a whole bunch of stuff in here that doesn't make sense. No, if it makes sense, if it's realistic and it's true to life, that's gonna make the movie that much better. You doing stuff like this, having a freaking lamb chop running around killing everybody, actually going toe to toe with a grown man who was a sheriff, who obviously has training, fighting him, you guys wanting us to believe that that's real. Now, the thing that, okay, I get it if, like how the one guy died, Stewie's nephew. I didn't really talk about him because he's just a throwaway character, but he got stabbed in the neck. He got caught off guard. That makes sense. You don't have to be big. You don't have to be strong. You catch somebody off guard, boom, they're done. But if you're having struggle scenes, you guys are having a tussle, you're fighting, that now involves strength. That involves technique. It involves strategy. It involves stuff in regards to fighting someone. Amber has none of that over pretty much any character in this movie. She's literally the smallest person in this movie. She's her and Tara, probably the two smallest in the entire movie. But Amber's a killer, going toe to toe with Dewey right here. I digress. But yeah, she shrugs off all the bullet shots to the vest, gets up, catches him off guard, kills him. Apparently she had 2 knives because she stabbed him, then stabbed him again in the back or something like that. But yeah, this entire scene makes 0 sense. And Scream, I mean, if you're going to kill off a main staple in your 25+ year franchise, do it honorably. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do it in a way that actually makes sense. The fact that everybody has to, from now on, you have to look back on this movie and say, that tiny person right there just did this, shrugged off all those bullets and just did that. Like, I know somebody has to be thinking that this was like, somebody has to be regretting this. And y'all could have did reshoots. Y'all could have found a way to get Richie in that spot to be the killer, but obviously I think how you guys drew it up in the script or whatever, you're like, yo, we have to go with this, yo, and whatever. But yeah, you can't make it in a way where we're gonna believe some way smaller person is gonna kill a grown cop with a gun. And about the gun, Dewey, his character, Dewey for the most part has been a character that has always exhibited awareness and common sense. Well, at least maybe not the first movie as much. He has a lot of awareness based on all the stuff that he's been through, because he's been through everything in every single movie, 1 through 4, right? With that being said, it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense for him, being the person with the gun, to walk up to the person you need to double tap, you need to kill, right up to them in arm's length so they can stab you. Dewey, that character, wouldn't do that. Somebody stupid who hasn't been through this, who doesn't know any better, would do that. You guys wrote this isn't even Dewey. Dewey knows better, and you exhibited that by his dialogue at the beginning of the movie. When you first introduced him into this movie, you showed how smart he was. You showed, hey, he's like, yo, I could pick who the killer is right now. Yo, this is what you need to stay away from. Yo, this and this and that. Like, he's obviously smart, but now all of a sudden, you take his entire brain away, and you make the person with the gun walk up to the person with the knife. There's a reason why that phrase is so popular. Say, hey, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. It's almost as if the writers of this movie purposely didn't want anything to make sense. They're like, hey, let's make it so nothing in this movie makes sense. They'll love that. So yeah, that scene happened. Whatever. So yeah, so they leave. Sydney gets to town. She's like, yo, I heard when Dewey died or whatever. So she consoles Gail. Obviously Gail is sad. And then, it moves right along to like the ending of the movie where more stuff just doesn't make sense. And, the boyfriend, conveniently enough, Tara has asthma. I mentioned that. But Tara, yeah, that's a big part of the movie now. Tara has asthma. He hid her inhaler so she would have to stop and get another inhaler, because their whole plan is that, hey, 3 of us, we're getting the hell out of Dodge. We're getting out of town. People keep dying. Let's get out of here. She talked to Sydney real quick. Sydney's like, yo, help us kill the killer. She's like, nah, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want this to be my life, which is literally your life right now. But she's just trying to get out of there. So they leave. Sydney puts a tracker on their car because, she's Batman, which is, I like that. They just make the storyline. They always make the storyline work conveniently enough for the killer. So Richie is like, yo, let's get out of town. Let's go. They're like, cool, let's do it. She's like, Tara's like, oh, I can't find my inhaler. I have to get another one. If you're someone with asthma, tell me right now, where would you have your backup inhaler? At your house, right? Wasn't with her at the hospital because he took it. You should have another one at your house. She's like, oh, I know where I have another inhaler. Wait for it. Wait for it. Amber's house. Amber's house. Let's all go to Amber's house. That's where my backup inhaler is. They start driving towards the party. The jock, one of the twins, one of Randy's nieces and nephews. His nephew's a jock, so pretty much he's supposed to be the strongest person in the entire film. His girlfriend in the movie starts acting wild because he kind of accuses her. He didn't accuse her, but she wants to go upstairs and have sex, and he's like, nah, you could be a killer, so I'm cool. I'm just standing out here. That whole concept makes no sense. Who is willingly trying to be around people who they think can be a killer? Hey, I know you could be the killer that's killed like 5 people so far. So I'm gonna chill with you. I don't know if it's you, but I'm gonna chill with you. I'm not gonna be alone with you, but I'm gonna chill with you around everybody. Just in case it's you, everybody else can see. Like, no one is going to throw up. And mind you, at Amber's house right now, there's a party getting thrown. Apparently it's for Wes, the sheriff's son who passed away. So it's like a double meaning. It's in honor of Wes, who got killed, and it's in honor of Wes Craven, who directed the first 4 Scream movies. So they're throwing toast like, yo, this is for Wes, blah blah. But who's throwing a party while there's a freaking serial killer on the loose in your town, in your city? I'll take it one further. Who's throwing a party while there's a serial killer loose in your city that's actively killing the people in your circle? Nobody. If I see you killing all of my friends, and I know I could be next, I'm not about to be at some party in the open with a bunch of people, because I don't know who the killer is, so I can just expose myself to death. That's not how logic works, writers. It's like, why would anyone in their right mind willingly and constantly put themselves in harm's way? It's like they're helping the killer. Hey, I'm not gonna be in police custody nowhere. I'm not gonna be talking to the FBI. I'm not gonna be home with my people. I'm gonna just be out here so you can just easily kill me. Let me help you. The killer's like, thank you. I appreciate it. All y'all are dumb. I don't have to seek you out. I don't have to search for you. You're just chilling with me purposely. So I'm gonna just kill you. Yeah. And no parents would allow their kids to do that. Like this town has been through this over and over and over again. You would think when it happens again, everybody would be in their right mind and be like, no, y'all aren't going to a party. Y'all not gonna have a party. You're not gonna throw a party while all of your friends are dying. I'm going to let you go out and just party so you can be next. Do we need to call child services? What? I'm telling you, if everyone in my friend circle are dying one by one, I mean, I'm talking about the cops, the FBI, the CIA, everybody's getting interrogated. They're interrogating me, they're interrogating you, they're interrogating him, they're interrogating her. Everybody's gonna be in police custody. It's just gonna look too messy. Like, that's how it works. They're gonna be like, yo, all this stuff is linked. We ain't about to let y'all go. So y'all can kill somebody else. And even if they did question us and they didn't have anything and then let us go, we're gonna be on constant surveillance. They're gonna be watching us day and night. There's no able to get away and just start killing people. They're just gonna be waiting for one of us to slip up. And they're gonna be like, boom, gotcha. I mean, cause these kills are just so sloppy and they're in broad daylight and there's evidence everywhere that I truly think that we just all be arrested. They may not know who the killer is, but everybody's getting arrested. They're like, hey, whoever is in your circle and the outside of your circle, we arresting all y'all. We gonna figure out who it is, but everybody getting locked up right now. But it's like law enforcement in these movies don't exist. Here's law enforcement's purpose in these movies: to get killed or to show up after everything is done. To show up after y'all find out who the killer is and kill him. Law enforcement just doesn't care in scary movies or in the Scream franchise. Maybe there's in horror movies in general, but especially in the Scream universe, they don't give a damn. Like, call us when y'all figure it out, because we ain't trying to die. You feel me? But yeah, that group of friends throws a whole party. And I don't know if I said this earlier, but what are the odds that all of the family members and descendants of the people in the first movie, from first Scream, 1996, all their family members and the next generation, all of them, they all just happen to conveniently be friends in this movie. They're all the same. Out of all the people in the city, out of all the people in the town, Randy's niece and nephew, the secret love child of Billy Loomis, and her stepsister, and whoever else, Schumacher's weird nephew, they all happen to be connected. They all chilling in the same circle, same group. 25 years later, back to the boyfriend. So yeah, he's like, yo, I ain't trying to have sex with you because, yo, if I go upstairs, you could just kill me. But I'm gonna stay down here with you because you could just kill me, but at least people will see it. So that's dumb. So she runs outside. I don't know where the hell she goes. For some reason, he's like, I'm gonna go check. His logic was, I don't want to be with you alone because you could be the killer. But then when she runs outside, because she's pissed off that she accused him of that, he's like, I'm gonna go look for her because she's mad at me, so let me go make things right and go outside and be alone with her. He goes to look for her. They have some weird app in the movie that's supposed to be like the Find My app, like Apple has, I guess, I don't know. And he's like pinging her GPS trying to find her. Apparently Amber has her phone. Amber's some super computer engineer, electronics engineer, I don't know, because she can clone people's phones in this movie. So she's cloning everybody's phone. So now she's using his girlfriend's phone. Like I said, don't try to make your brain wrap around it. He thinks he's talking to his girlfriend, but he's texting Amber, the killer or whatever, and she's like, come find me so you can make things right. Because he's like, how can I make it up to you? Stupid. Another thing that was dumb, he stepped outside. There's people partying. People on the patio, people chilling. He steps outside, makes one right turn, and he's at the bush where she's supposed to be, and then he gets attacked. But once again, like I said, eyes don't work, ears don't work, no senses work for anybody in this movie, because no one hears the attack, no one sees the attack, nobody know nothing. That's how it works in this universe. Like I said, if you're not meant to be killed, you don't exist. Whoever those extras are, people in the background, hey, this movie ain't about you getting killed, so you just don't know nothing. You just sit there and keep drinking your drink and you keep having your conversation. So he gets attacked. He kind of blocks the attack with the knife. I can show that scene too in here. You can see that they clearly made the killer his height or taller. Mind you, the guy who played his character, Mason Gooding, he is a whopping 6'2". 6'2", 5'1", 6'2", 5'2", whatever height you want to give her. He's strong, he's heavy, he's tall. She's weak, she's short, and she's light. They have a tussle. She stabs at him, he kind of blocks it, and it kind of like goes into his leg or whatever. He doesn't do what you would naturally do. Throw a punch with this hand. His arms still work. I can tell you right now, this is gonna sound bad, but I guess it really doesn't, because she's trying to kill him. I can tell you right now, if he punches her in her face, she's getting knocked the hell out. Now obviously he doesn't know it's a woman, but even if he did know it's a woman, it doesn't matter, because she's trying to kill him, so you can defend yourself. All he gotta do is punch her. She get knocked the hell out. She's very, very tiny in stature. She can't take a lot of hits. But still, to this point, we don't know who the killer is. It could be some giant. It could be freaking Batista for all we know. So they're like, hey, y'all don't know who it is, so we gonna keep making this killer some super strong being. So, and even in the scenes, it's not Amber. Like, the killer's taller than him. The killer is his height, and I think in one of them, in another scene, I think where she's coming out chasing him to stab him in the back, the killer's like the same height as him. But now all of a sudden she can run as fast as Usain Bolt, and just crazy stuff, right? I think he ended up surviving. I know his sister survived, but I guess I didn't see the part where he was on a stretcher too. But he survived, because the crazy part is, like I said, he was right next to the house where everybody was at, but no one could hear anything. And then he starts running, and then she catches up to him and stabs him. But then the car pulls up with Richie and Sam and all them, and you know, obviously they can't hear anything. It just goes to show you how the movie doesn't try to make sense of anything. He's right next to the house, no one can hear anything, but then all of a sudden when he's fighting, they make it seem like he's super far away. When he hardly took any steps to find his girlfriend. But yeah, it gets to the end of the movie. Pretty much this is the reveal part in the movie. You know, like in the last 15-10 minutes of the movie, they always do the reveal or whatever, so everybody can be shocked. And how they reveal it is so weird, because like Amber comes back in and starts attacking his twin sister. She you know, struggles with her, obviously, which is what I said. I think that was the most realistic scene in the movie. She's actually struggling with her. Another girl trying to kill another girl. She should be able to overpower her. Amber's the smallest person in the entire film through all the credits, and the girl actually held her off. She got caught off guard, I think, so she stabbed in the arm or whatever, but she survived. They came inside, they saw the attack, so Amber ran off, and then everybody all of a sudden, once again, just like the scene at the beginning of the movie, well, not the beginning, but like when in the hospital, and I was like, everybody just shows up out of nowhere. Everybody showed up. Richie showed back up. Everybody showed up. They're like, yo, so no one knows who it is. They're accusing everybody. Everybody's just saying, yo, it's not me. I just came from here and here. They asked who had, like, why somebody had blood on their hands. I think that was either Amber or the girlfriend. And the Amber's like, yo, okay, F it. You guys caught me or whatever. And then she shoots the girlfriend in the head. Where she got a gun from, who knows? She randomly got a gun. But let me pause right here. This is what happens now. See, and this is the part. This is where Scream is the Scream franchise and the writers. This is them admitting that everything they do is BS, and they've been doing it since the first movie. At the end of every single Scream movie, you can go back and look. Once the gown is off, once the mask is off, and it's uncovered who they are, they no longer use a knife. It goes straight to a gun. And you know why they do that? It's because once the mask comes off, there's no fear factor anymore. There's no horror, like there's no one's scared anymore. It's just, oh, I know who you are and I know who the killer is. It's you. It's this regular person. It's my friend. Now I'm not gonna run. Now I don't care. Now we're gonna fight. Now all of a sudden people want to fight when you know who the killer is. And that's the franchise admitting in every movie that no one is afraid of someone with just a knife if they don't have the mask on. So every movie did that. And it's funny how even the killers themselves, they're like, well, they know who I am now. They're not just gonna let me stab them. They're gonna fight, they're gonna move around, they're gonna dodge, they're gonna run. So let me get this gun. So now I can have the advantage because now I have a gun. They didn't want to use a gun the entire movie. None of these killers even think about using a gun. But now at the end, once the mask is off, hey, let me pull out this right here. What's up? It's like, consistency, please. If you're gonna try to kill me, and I throughout the whole movie, try to keep killing me at the end while I have a gun. And let's see what happens. If you just put it in perspective, put yourself in the role of one of these characters, or just in real life. If this was happening to you, like if this was happening to me, ask yourself this question. If you're in a room with somebody and they're trying to kill you and they have a knife, right? I'll do you one better. Let's say it's someone of Amber's stature. Let's say someone who's 5'1", 110 pounds, so super light. You could probably just you could pick them up, you could push them as far as you want. Let's say they go crazy and they pick up a knife and they try to kill you. Are you gonna A, just sit there and let her stab you, or let them stab you? Could be a guy. Or B, you're like, okay, I see the size of this person. I see the odds of me winning this fight. I can probably disarm them or whatever, but I'm not just gonna sit here and let them kill me. I'm gonna fight, right? That's what you're gonna do. The movie doesn't look at it like that. They're like, hey, once we put this on and this mask on, now all of a sudden logic goes out the window. Hey, I can't fight this person. Hey, I can't defend myself. I can't do anything. Now, people fight indirectly in this franchise. They'll kick them or whatever, but they'll keep running. I don't have to run. I can fight, or I can go get a knife myself. So hey, so now we even the odds, because apparently a lot of these people in these franchises, they if they think someone's in the house, they grab a knife. Drew Barrymore did it in the first movie. Now obviously she was outnumbered. It was both of the kills there, but people can get their hands on knives. They can get their hands on weapons. If you have a knife and I have a knife, now we're even. Now we're even. We both have a knife. Now the playing field is even. Now it just comes down to who has a better skill, who has a better technique, who's stronger, who has the most stamina. All those variables come into effect now. In the Scream franchise, they throw all that stuff out the window. So all you have to do is look at it like that. Look at it in real life. What would you do? You're not just gonna let somebody kill you, especially if you have the same weapon that they have. But Scream in this franchise, they're like, hey, as soon as we put this mask on, everybody has to run. There's plenty of scenes in different Scream movies where 3 people, 4 people are running away from this person with a knife. All you gotta do is jump their ass. It's simple. Movie done. Bro. That's how terrifying they try to make the image of the Ghostface killer. You see what I'm saying? But you want me to believe that this is all supposed to be realistic and it's just a person under there? No, y'all make it seem like it's a supernatural killer. If it's just supposed to be little Amber who stopped growing in the 6th grade, Amber, just herself, with no mask on, no nothing, is gonna have a knife, and 4 people are gonna be they're all gonna be scared. No, somebody may have to take one for the team and be the first one to get stabbed, but y'all gonna jump on her and get that knife out of her hand. She's going to prison for the rest of her life, or maybe y'all killing her. I don't know, because she tried to kill y'all kill her. But either way, there's plenty of times in these movies where everybody's running. In the hospital scene, it was Dewey, Richie, Tara's hurt, but Sam, she's fighting Dewey. No one came to help. Dewey got the gun, yeah, but he's almost getting stabbed. No one came to help Dewey. Richie didn't come, obviously, he's a killer, but Sam can come help. Jump on the, you know what I'm saying, hold her neck or whatever, get the upper hand. No one wants to help. Everything wants to be a one-on-one. When it's just one person, y'all could beat their ass. But whatever. At the end of these movies, the killer always gets their hand on a gun, because once they realize, it's like the killer, the movie, the writers, once they realize, hey, I'm found out, I'm figured out, I gotta get a gun now, because now no one's gonna be afraid of me. But in these movies, you can pretty much say, yo, they Scooby-Doo this shit up. They Scooby-Doo it up. If you've ever seen Scooby-Doo, if you've ever seen an episode of Scooby-Doo, shout out to Scooby-Doo, great episode, great show. it'll always be a super big behind monster or some super overpowered supernatural killer. I mean monster scaring everybody away, scaring Shaggy and Velma and Freddy and Daphne and everybody in Scooby. They can do all this stuff. They can fly, all this trickery. They're super big, right? And they're super strong. But when they tie him up at the end and they take off the mask, everybody's like, "Oh man, you ain't. It was you. You trash. Like, why was I running from you the whole time?" Now all of a sudden they're just seen as a regular small human being, a regular person. But the whole time, before we knew what it was, Scooby-Doo in the show will make you think it's just some out of control monster that nobody could stop. That's what Scream is. Scream is turning to Scooby-Damn-Doo. Ruby Roo. I'm surprised they had no Scooby snacks in this thing. They want us to believe all this stuff, and then at the end, I'm telling you, when the reveal came that first Amber revealed herself, and I was like, huh? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Amber not doing that. Richie exposed himself and he showed that he was a killer. He was a second killer helping her. Or they're helping each other. And their whole motive for this movie, the plot, the motive for this movie was trash, but they're like, it was pretty much they're both fans. They're both fans of the Stab movie franchise, which is the movie within the movie trope. Because this movie franchise has their Hollywood version of Scream. Woodsboro murders are so big and Gail Weathers writes about it and stuff. There's a lot of fans of it. So apparently the last movie, Stab 8, nobody liked it. It was trash. So these two fans, Richie and Amber, met on Reddit. And they were like, yo, let's start killing people so we can make Hollywood make another movie based on our killings so they can make a better movie. That's their motive. Somehow Richie found out that Sam is the secret love child of Billy Loomis. He was the first killer in the first movie. Sidney Prescott's boyfriend. He had a child. That was a reveal in this movie too, but it was revealed sort of in the beginning. And Sam told her sister, she was like, this is happening because of me, because I'm his daughter. And her whole life she thought she was gonna be, she didn't want to be a serial killer like him, so she ran away from Woodsboro. So yeah, so apparently Richie, this was a secret that she never told anybody, but Richie, a random person, found out and then sought her out, befriended her, and just became her boyfriend. What if she wasn't single? What if she had a husband? What if she was taken in a relationship, deep relationship? But for movie purposes, she was single. She became his girlfriend quickly. He even said that in the movie. He said you were easy to find and you were easy to became her boyfriend, and then all this stuff happened. So within 6 months of her knowing him, this stuff popped off with her sister getting attacked. That's why Dewey was like, look no further. It's right there. That ain't no coincidence. That's not random. Sam ended up killing him. And then at the end, they always got to make it something stupid where the killer isn't dead. So they come back for one final scare. And then they just kept going over and over again in every movie. Obviously, now that Amber is revealed, she's not some super person. Sydney and Gail, they whooped her ass easy because she doesn't have the thing on anymore. They shot her and burned her on the stove. She was literally in flames, burning non-stop. No one put the fire out. And then she comes back at the end to try to stab one of them. No one put the fire out. So she was literally burning to death after getting shot. Sorry, it's just hard to even say this with a straight face. Yeah, so then the little sister Tara shot her in the head. Perfect aim while she's running. Caught her cross. Whatever. So that's the movie. I would just like it moving forward that Scream. Right. I know these guys were fans of the movie, just like we were, just like everybody else was. So they wanted to make a script and bring the triplets back. They wanted them to be in a movie, but if this is what y'all had to come up with, y'all can't do this, man. I mean, and also, I mean, for people who are pissed off that, you know, Dewey died or whatever, or everybody was like, yo, someone's gonna die, one of the three are gonna have to die. You can just, honestly, you can just not count this movie in your canon if you want to. That's what everybody did with Halloween. Halloween got 10,000 movies. When they remade these movies just recently, they said, hey, Halloween 1 still counts. Everything from Halloween 2 all the way through the remakes and everything don't count. They erased everything. They erased H2O, which is probably one of the best Halloween movies, probably right after the first one, depending on how you want to rank it. Halloween H2O, Resurrection, of course. The remakes, none of that stuff matters. They're like, it goes from Halloween to this new Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis, where she's older, been preparing her whole life for him to come back. They just literally said, hey, erase. That's what the X-Men franchise did, right? Once they came out with Days of Future Past and all that stuff, they erased X-Men 3 and all that stuff out your memory. They're like, hey, we made those movies, but it didn't really happen. As far as I'm concerned, I'm only counting up to Scream 4. Because if y'all, I would have counted this movie, but y'all, if y'all just gonna kill Dewey, do it in a better way than that. That just made no sense. That just made no sense. How y'all gonna do? I think they're just like, yo, we gotta kill somebody. People, they're like, yo, how do people keep surviving? So like, they're like, yo, let's just kill Dewey. It is what it is. But yeah, like I said, it's up to you. You can count whatever movies you want. Scream 4 made sense. Scream 4 was very good, so that counts. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, yo, the Scream franchise is now the Fast and Furious of horror movies and the suspense genre. Fast and Furious fan of that franchise stuff. It's like, they know they're gonna throw some BS in the movie. They know everything's gonna be unbelievable. It's not gonna make sense, but you're just going there to be entertained. That's it. You know what you came for, and they gave you what you came for. That's what the Scream franchise is. They know they're gonna throw a bunch of BS in there. It's not gonna make sense, especially when you get to the end of the movie and you start thinking about what you just saw. But they're like, hey, you just want to be entertained. You wanted a guessing game. You wanted a murder mystery party. You wanted a whodunit thing. So that's what we gave you. It's not gonna make sense at the end, but we gave you what you wanted. So the Scream franchise is officially the Fast and Furious of the horror suspense franchise, which is not, I won't say it's a good thing. It's not totally bad, because Fast and Furious franchise is amazing, but it's very unbelievable. The ranking, obviously, Scream 1 would say Scream 3, Scream 4, Scream 2, then this new Scream, Scream 5. A lot of people thought I was crazy when I said Scream 3 was the second best one. Now, a lot of people are starting to come over now. Even James A. Janice, when he did his new podcast, he was like, yo, I think I'm putting Scream 3 as a second best, which I've been saying for over 10 years. I was like, that people don't understand how good that movie is. They think it's more of a comedy. That movie is good. I can't put Scream 2 above it, because the best thing about Scream 2 was just that suspense scene in the car and in the theater where it was soundproof and Dewey got stabbed. That was great too, but Scream 2 wasn't that good, especially with the reveals and the motives. Scream 4 was amazing, and then yeah, so this one has to be that. Let me know what you think. I'm sorry this was so long. I had to get this off my chest. I'm gonna put in the description this other guy who I watch his videos. He's a big Scream fan as well, and he explains who killed who in every Scream movie. You guys give him a shout out. If you go watch his videos, let him know that you came from my channel. Hopefully he sees this, and hopefully he can, talk to me and let me know what he thinks, because I agree with some of the stuff that he said and some of the stuff I don't agree with, but we may come to the same page, talk about some stuff. But yeah, he's a big Scream fan. I'll link his stuff in the description, and I'll link Dead Meat channel too and his podcast. Please like, please subscribe. I know this took a long time, I'm sorry, but hey, look, I'm a Scream fan. There's two different types of fans when it comes to movies. There's the fan that's so much of a fan that you just make an excuse for everything and let the people get away with their BS, and then you have a fan that's so much of a fan where you want to hold them accountable. You want them to be better because you want a better product when they make a new one. I'm that type of fan. I'm not gonna make excuses for what they did. A lot of people are like, oh, this is fine, oh, this is fine. No. I'm gonna hold you accountable. Writers, director, producers, everybody. Make a better product next time. Make it all make sense. All right. Let me know what you thought. Please like, please comment, please share. It's your boy Ceeworld Media, and I'm out.